Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Jarific Friday. How fun is this? Have you been watching the crafters this morning? I've just seen some really fun ideas for jars. I love Terry's little sugar egg. What a great idea. I am going to paint a little jar for you this morning, too. I'll show you how I got it to this point. And again, like Terry, I'm a painter, too. I'm a painter and a little bit of a crafter, but not like a lot of you guys on the Craft Round the Clock page. I'm just learning my way around bows and talking about the ribbon. Yes, I went out and got sucked into the 80% off ribbon sales after the holidays, and I have a big stash of ribbon that I'm not really quite sure what to do with. But good morning. Hey, Deb. Thanks for stopping in. This is my segment this morning for Craft Round the Clock, as well as Tinker's Cart Art. So you'll see me in both places. Good morning, Deb. So today is a special day. We have a themed Friday. It's all revolving around crafting and making things out of jars. Hi, Sharon. 30-minute segments. And Rowena, Melissa, thank you guys all for popping in. You know what? I love it that you're popping in. And just let me know where you're watching from. I see that Arizona just going by. Is that you, Brenda? And, oh, thank you guys. I'm watching your comments, too, and I'll answer as best I can as we go. But remember, this is recorded, so I will go back and answer any questions I might miss, too. So feel free to ask away anything that you'd like. I'm going to pull you up here on my laptop as well. And I didn't know either what I was going to do this morning, but I have a lot of old jars like we all do. I've played around a little bit with this crackle paint, crackle medium. I know you can do this the crackle with the glue too and that sort of thing, but I happen to have some folk art crackle medium. Good morning, Cynthia. Thank you guys. Michigan. I'm in New England. I'm in Clinton, Mass, and it's cold here. We look like we might have a nor'easter coming next week, but I'd love to see where everybody's from, so thank you. I took an old relish jar I had, and what I did to prep it, because it's such a slick surface, I just gave it a quick little touch up with primer. I didn't paint it solid. I didn't worry about getting all the bits and pieces. I just wanted a little tooth on here for something for my paint to stick to. Hey, Charlotte. Charlotte was with me last night painting, and look at here we are again, bright and early this morning. Yeah, so good morning. So what I did is I just took my relish jar. I wanted to get it to this point so we could start painting, but I put a quick little spray of primer. I did that outdoors, of course. Then when that was dry, I simply coated my jar with black paint. Just a simple acrylic paint, whatever you have, use, just black paint. Now, you could use a different color underpainting. It doesn't have to be black. You could use any color you want, and I think I might explore a little more with the colors. I haven't done much with that, so I just did black. And then when that was dry, I added a coat of the crackle medium. This is folk art. I think that's different companies make it. And again, I know there's a way you could do it with glue. I did that years ago. Haven't done it in a while. But I'm going to show you quickly on the prepped little bottle here how we got to this. Anyways, this is a jar I actually got off Amazon, and it's got a pump on it. So I thought it might be fun for hand lotion or hand soap and whatnot. So I'm just going to take that crackle medium and just brush it on. And no, I did that already. I'm sorry. You would take the crackle medium, brush it on. I got it to that point, so we can just go ahead and put the white paint on, and you can see the crackles. So let it dry, the black dry. Put on your crackle medium. Let that dry. And then when you brush over it with your white paint, you're going to start seeing, I'm going to use a bigger brush. I like to use a bigger brush if I can, so that I can get a good swath of that painted. And I work just in sections. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to work my way around. And again, this white paint is going to crackle because of the medium. You can start seeing it crackle. You can use any colors, though. I could have used green underneath and yellow on top. You can use any colors that you want. And again, I'm just using my white acrylic paint here for the second, for this coat over the crackle. I'm trying to work in sections going forward. I don't want to go over the crackle part I already have there. It kind of gets a little mushy then. So I'm starting at one side. I'm putting a good bit of paint on. I don't mind putting it on a little thick. It's kind of like magic. It's kind of fun. Good morning. Thank you, sweetie. I was a little wondering what to do this morning, And I've been wanting to try this crackle medium on more things. I've done it on a wood board that I painted up for Valentine's Day. But I thought, let's try it on the glass, and it worked well. I think it worked well. So there you can see how that's crackling. And I'm going to let that sit that aside now. I kind of just wanted to show you the little method I used to get to this jar. I did this last night, so it's plenty dry. And what I'm thinking is putting on a little St. Patrick's Day design, since we have that holiday coming up soon. And I know this weekend there's parades and corned beef and cabbage dinners and all the rest. And so I thought a little bit something with shamrocks. This little relish jar you could use for pens or pencils. You could put your paintbrushes in it. Almost anything. So what I did to get ready, I'm going to paint that little design on. It's sort of in my head. I'm just going to freehand it on. I've painted so many little things with shamrocks and things over the years. As a matter of fact, I just closed my Irish import store. I've had an Irish import store, retail store, brick and mortar, and website since 1997. And so I have just closed that, and I'm going to be painting all the time now. So I'm kind of happy to not have to juggle both my painting business and my Irish business. Thus the name Tinker's Cart Art. Tinker's Cart was the name of my store. So I've painted lots of Irish themed things, shamrocks over the years. I used to set up an Irish festival selling plaques and signs with shamrocks painted, and I would personalize with people's name. Oh, Cynthia, the big carrot. I did that just last night. I had an online class, and it also was in my art membership, so we painted that last night. And if we have time as we go, I'll show you the little small carrots that we made. Let's jump in. I only took out shades of green. You don't need this many. I just had them. I put them out. I'm going to just freehand this on some shamrocks. It's in my head. I'm not real sure exactly what we're going to end up with, but let's give it a whirl. I'm going to grab a cloth here just to wipe some paint on. And I thought it would be fun because it's a little rustic looking, right, with this, that maybe we would glue some buttons onto it after or something. I don't know. I had buttons. I had a jar. Here we go. I'm going to just take my flat brush. It's just a synthetic flat brush, ordinary acrylic paint. Use whatever you have. And I'm going to paint shamrocks on here. I'm going to just start with a big one in the middle. My thought is, because we were working on that carrot with all those details last night, is to take the shamrocks and maybe put little designs in them. Maybe make one striped, maybe make one with polka dots or something. So I'm going to do one big one in the middle. Then I'm going to do some little ones around it, and I'm going to mix up the colors. You can also, when I did a lot of my shamrocks back in the day, is I would do them one stroke. So I like this big one for some design work, but you can take a flat brush, and let me show you how simple it is to make a little shamrock. I would take just maybe one of my greens here. And I'm just going to load up different colors on my brush. So I've got a nice flat brush. I want a dark. I'm going to take like a dark green maybe on one little side of my brush, a little bit of white on one side. I'm going to pat it off just to blend those colors. And then you can, let's see if I can do it upside down. I just sort of press and pull, and I'm going to make a little shamrock shape just with 3 strokes. Any size brush, you could go to a littler brush and make small ones. And small ones don't even need to have all that little bit of loading on it. You could just simply press in. Can you see that? Press in and get a little shamrock. So what I want is like a little bouquet, a little bit of a random spattering of shamrocks there. And I'm just going to play with the colors I have here and maybe just make, a few different shades of them. And I don't mind if they overlap. It's kind of like a little bouquet. I'm using just all the different greens I have here. I'm going to use some of that green that I used on the first one too. And it's just going to be some shamrocks. Now I'm kind of putting them, hey Cheryl, thank you for watching. Oh boy, it's so nice to see you all here. You could make them right around the whole jar too. I'm going to work on the front because we just have the 30 minutes, but this would be fun scattering them all around. So let me just put my base of my shamrocks on there. I'm going to put a second coat on this big guy here, and I want to shade and highlight that a little bit. These guys I shaded and highlighted all in one stroke. That's the one stroke painting. But I'm going to just re-wet this with the paint. when I'm doing some highlighting and shading, I kind of like to work wet and wet if I can. Hey, Lisa Marie, good morning. And Cheryl, thank you for watching. Because the paint's still wet, I could take a dark on the side of my brush and just shade it. And because the paint's wet, look at how nice it blends. Because I'm a big oil painter, I love to have some time to blend my colors. I like that effect you can get with blending everything, and acrylics dry so fast, so I sort of force them to act like oil paints a little bit. There are mediums you can mix with your paint to make it extend the drying time, but I just work fast and just keep both colors wet. A little highlight with white now, maybe on the opposite side of those petals. And I just, because that's a bigger shamrock, I just want to give it some dimension. When you give it a highlight and a shadow, you've given your element or your whatever you're painting form. I even want to give a little bit of a shadow and a highlight on the stem. So there we are. We have some shamrocks to play with there. Maybe I'll extend to the side and make kind of a big one in case I have time to do some little details on that. I'm going to do that all in one stroke again. Just kind of a big shamrock here. All in one stroke. And same over here. I just want to make a nice little spattering of them on the sides there. All right, so look, we've got a little jar with shamrocks. It's kind of plain, so we're going to zhuzh it up by adding some little stripes and dots and doodads, and then maybe if we could just even glue a little button in the middle. Actually could make little shamrocks by using 3 buttons. We'll see. Let's add some details to this little guy. So what I do is add, I don't know, maybe we could do like a striped, like a plaid kind of a pattern almost on the big shamrock since it's so big. When I do detail work like this, I thin my paint down a little bit. I'm adding little drops of water to my paint as I go. And I'm just going to paint stripes on my shamrock there. I have no idea what this is going to look like, you guys. This is just totally off the cuff. My segments I do usually just on the spur of the moment deciding what to paint. It's worked out so far. It's kind of like a challenge to myself as if, can I do this in 45 minutes? And today it's 30. But I have no doubt we can finish this up. Which is a great point, because I know so many people who want to craft or paint. Their big obstacle is, I don't have time though. I just don't have time to sit down. You don't need time. You don't need a lot of time. Sit down for 20 minutes a day and just do some little creative thing, whether it's a sketch or a quick little painting. Look at how much we're going to do this morning in 30 minutes. And watch the ladies this morning. You just see what they did. And then all day long, stay tuned right here. Craft around the clock and take a look at what you can do in 30 minutes, right? And Craft Around the Clock, if you guys are my Tinker's Cart art peeps, check out. I have the link in the description. The Craft Around the Clock group is such a fun place to watch crafters all day. And I've learned so much because I'm a painter, but I'm not a huge crafter. And I'm learning so many things. It's so fun. So I'm going to take a little dotting. It's like a stylus. You could use the back end of your brush. You could use a toothpick. But I'm going to put polka dots on one of my little shamrocks here. Let me just put polka dots here. I paint usually with a lot of color, more of a whimsical style, as you can see from my carrot there. I love whimsy. It's wonky. It's not perfect. We are not trying to make anything perfect. We just want to have something fun. Hey, thank you, Debbie. Thank you for watching. And I love it when people get a little inspired and maybe want to try painting. I teach absolute beginners, and I don't want you to think I wasn't born with talent. I can't draw. I can't be an artist. Yes, you can. Just slow down step by step and just start slowly, and you will find your way there. So what else do we want to do? We could do any sort of little designs on our, I love spirals, and I think I will do some, actually I'm going to do some spirals, but in a darker color so you can see them. Any little pattern, dots, dashes. This is going to be like some little spirals. This is kind of a smaller shamrock to do that with, but I'm simply just placing my brush down, like little whimsical design. Just a little whimsical design on that guy. I might do something else with polka dots. The really teeny ones might just call for polka dots. And I was going to bring in yellow, but I'm not. I'm going to just stick to the white and the shades of green. Who has some St. Patrick's Day events coming up? I know we have the parade on Sunday, and tomorrow's a corned beef and cabbage dinner with an Irish band that I really like. And for once this year, because I'm closed my shop, I can actually go to all the events, so that'll be fun. I'm going to put in between these white stripes a little bit of a dark stripe to make it look a little more like a plaid. I'm just going to kind of go right over what I did in the middle and add some other stripes. I'll show it to you up close in just a second when I get that done. Yes, I love polka dots. The spirals I love too, but I love polka dots too. And it just added a little something, right? So in a jar, it's kind of a little bit of a different surface, but here we go. I know we're still in winter here in Massachusetts, but I'll tell you the allergies are already, the pollen's already out. I can already feel it. So now it looks a little bit more like a plaid. You could get super fancy if you got really big. You could do, you know, lots more colors and make it really truly plaid, but this is just a little jar, so we're not going to worry. But I can give myself some more stripes now, so let's just do stripes on this guy. You can always do stripes like at a diagonal. And I'll have to tell you, I do a lot of paintings of the Irish cottages with the green fields, and it truly does look just like that when you're flying in all the green patched fields. And I don't know if I have one here, I will do each little patch of the field in a little design like this, a little dotted line or a little stripe or a little wiggle. A wiggly line might be fun too, actually, let's do that. So I'm just gonna take my brush and just wiggle. Just think of like a patchwork quilt, really. I think I'll do H, petal of the shamrock. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to go, there's a flea market not too far that's open like during the week. It's kind of like a group shop thing. And I'm going to hop in the car when we're done here and hopefully find some cool vintagey things or odd things to paint. Because of the Craft Round the Clock group and all the inspiration, I see everybody painting on really fun things. I painted on this little milk can I found not too long ago, so I'll keep you posted on what I might find to paint on today. I hope to find some cool things. Sometimes I take a dot and just put it in the center, kind of, maybe not that big one, but in the center of where these guys meet. I don't know why, just a little extra something. All right, so what do we got? A couple more little ones to decorate. 2 more there. We'll put dots on one. Let's put a bigger dot. So for that, I'm just going to use the back end of my brush, and I'm just going to put some polka dots on that shamrock. You can even do little tiny hearts, which I'll show you on this how to make a simple heart. 2 strokes. I'm going to do it upside down, so we'll see how that works, but it's just like 2 little comma stroke and you get a little heart shape. And I know this is super teeny, but let's put little hearts on that last shamrock, and then I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with our 11 minutes left, it looks like. It's amazing, isn't it? See how quick you can do something? Please just don't use it as an excuse that you don't have time. Set aside 20 minutes here and there, and you'll be surprised at that point of how much you can actually do. So let's look at the little shamrocks there. Oh, Kathy, thank you. You know what? I thought for this time of year, even if you're not Irish, you could have some fun. But listen, you could do this as hearts. So think of it. Do red and pink hearts. Put a little plaid design, little stripes, simple little doodads, any shape at all. What if you wanted to paint a big bee? And on the yellow parts, you could put some little designs. It might be kind of fun. So I would love to see what you guys come up with. Please share what you're doing as well. And like I said, the recording for this will stay up, and I will answer more questions later. I know it's hard sometimes for me to go through because I'm always yakking too much, and but I don't want you to miss anything, and I'd rather give you the time to instruct and then go back and answer questions. Hey Dee, thank you for watching. It's really fun. I had no idea. If this little theme day didn't come along, I would have never really thought about it. But here we are. Paint dries pretty quick. Something like this, I would probably put a little polyurethane on top to give it a little shine and protect the paint, especially if something like this will be in the bathroom. I just go to the hardware store and get a Minwax polycryl. It's water-based. Back in the day when I was doing all my wood projects with the Minwax and the oil-based finishes, now it's water-based. You can wash out your brush. I'm going to put that on there after. But let's see about adding some little buttons. I made a little bow. I'm very proud of myself because all the crafty people here make these amazing bows, and I'm learning little by little how to make a bow. So you can always learn new things, and it's good for you. And look, we even have 10 minutes almost left. Let's see what it looks like with some buttons. I have my glue gun here. I feel like one of the crafters. I'm going to try, I think I need a little tweezers maybe to put them on. And I'm going to stick some buttons on, and maybe even make some little, just putting 3 little buttons together, a little shamrock out of buttons. I really do feel crafty. And let's see what happens. I just have a little box of buttons like, you know, we all probably do. And I just fished through and found some green ones. Let me move all this stuff and see if you can see. I've got all these little buttons here. I love this big one, but I don't know if it's too big for anything on here. It kind of might be. I don't want to cover my whole shamrock up. So let me find one for the big one in the middle, which I'm going to use that one because I kind of like it. It's kind of big. I'm going to try this with a little dot of glue and put it right in the middle. So I guess my little dots I put in the middle of my shamrocks really weren't necessary. It's a little big, but it's kind of cute, right? Hi, Gail. How are you? And Dora. Oh, from Portugal. Thank you. All the way over here. Isn't the internet wonderful? People really complain a lot of times about this and that, but I'll tell you, I love the way it connects us all. It makes the world much smaller, so I love the fact that we can all be connected. And I wish I had something teensy, maybe like a little bead or something. I would have to look. A little bead or something for the middle of the teeny ones. But let me find my smallest little ones here and use them for what I can. And then maybe I'll look for some beads. Let's see. They're kind of teensy. I don't know if I can just maybe use the tweezers if that helps. Maybe, yeah, it does a little bit. And let me I have so many cool ones here, but you know what? I might just do some buttons here and there. What do you guys think? Let's see. Oh my goodness, look at you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, let's put, I just have that one dark color of the tiny one, so let's use that in some places. Although this one is a little bigger. Let's put that here. Oh, that one's a little bigger. We could put a button over here. I love the buttons. I like the dimension. It gives like a 3D quality here. That's a fun one there. Let's put a teeny one here and then just leave those littles. Now, you could, like I said, go all the way around your jar, and that would be kind of fun. And I love the 3D look. See the dimension it gives it. It's kind of fun. The little teeny ones we'll leave. Like I said, if I find a little bead or something for them. And I almost rather leave some without it. What do you guys think? I should put them maybe on those last 2 just to carry that theme through. And maybe I'll paint a scattering of little ones around. That's what I'll do. I'll put a little button on these guys and then a little spattering of shamrocks in between, perhaps, because we do have time. 30 minutes, and look at, we 6 minutes. It's so cool for me to kind of keep an eye on. So that's a little big there, that one. I guess that's a little big, but I think I'll go now. And you know how I did just those little one-stroke shamrocks places, and it doesn't even have to be a lot of colors. I just want to spatter a few tiny ones in. So I think I'll go dark green so that they show up on the white, and just little one-stroke shamrocks to fill in some of the little spaces, and they would be without a little button, of course. And I'm going to show you this up close in just a second. And let's see how this looks. And you know what I will do? I made these little shamrocks, just, see them? Just scattered in there. They don't need a lot, but I think I'll just give them one little dot in their middle. Hi, Patty. Good morning. I love the jar idea. I'm on a roll now. And so these little guys that were just done in the dark, just a little dot in their middle. That's all. That's all they need. I could tend to really get a little busy on things. I like the look of it sometimes, but sometimes you need to know when to stop too, right? I love that you guys are all saying hello. That really is fun for me to look and see. Thank you, Kim. Thank you guys for the compliments. I love it. All right, so there we are. Little bits of buttons. Would I have gone with tinier buttons? Probably, if I had some little tiny ones, or maybe painted the shamrocks a little bigger. But anyway, it is what it is. And what I would have done probably is I would have done my polyurethane first before I glued my buttons on. But I'm dying to slip on this little bow. I actually practiced and made the bow first because I wasn't sure how it was going to come out, so I wanted to make the bow before. Hey, Cindy from South Mississippi. Oh, I love it. I love that you're from... Oh, well, this really kind of makes it, I think, right? I actually, you know, I spoke about the ribbon and how Terry was saying about the ribbon, and I did get sucked into the 80% off all the holidays afterwards and buy all the ribbon. I don't even do anything with ribbon. I sometimes make a wreath. So I had a big stash of a lot of Paddy's Day ribbon, but I thought that this burlappy brownie kind of one would go with this project. It's a little big, I think. Let's see, I'm going to cut the tails a tiny bit so that they don't, you know, cover up the design. So and all I did was a little thicker ribbon. I just folded it in half to make it fit on the top of that jar. But I'm going to just make the tails a little smaller, I think, just so that they're not like taking over the design. There. Okay, I like the ribbon. What do you guys think? You like the ribbon on there too? This would be fun on your desk just for the holiday and putting little doodads in. Hey, Rowena, thank you. Yeah, so that would be nice. Like I said, with the little polyurethane, a little bit of a shine to it. And then I'm going to do something on this. So since it's prepped, I don't think I'll stick with St. Patrick's Day, but watch my page or follow me because I'm going to do something with that. And if you have any ideas, let me know. But wouldn't it be cute maybe with just tall stalks with flowers and maybe some bees and dragonflies around the top? It'll be a nice spring theme. You could use that anywhere. A little bow around the top would be cute on that. So yeah. So like I said, I teach painting. I love to teach painting. I teach absolute beginners. So if you've never touched a paintbrush and you're a crafter and you want to paint, give my page or my social media a follow. I teach there. I have a YouTube channel with a lot of free classes. Please check it out. Please subscribe there. And I also have 2 art memberships. So if you want to paint more or learn more, you can always contact me about that. And we paint together every month, and it's really fun. It's a great community too. So it's tonight. Lisa, the carrot class was last night, but I am I'm uploading the video now, and I will send that out in a few minutes. So you'll have the whole recording and the color palettes and all some close-up pictures of the little whimsical designs. We did it last night. So this is what we did last night in my class. It was in my membership, but it was also a one-off class that people signed up for. You could paint it like on the big porch leaner. You could paint it on anything, and it's pretty simple. It's just the carrot. We shaded and highlighted, like I told you guys, you know, just to make an item look like it has form. We put a little shading and some highlighting, and then we had fun with all these little designs. So I have the class recording. If anyone's interested in that still, you can just send me a message and I can give you the link for that. If you still wanted to paint that carrot, you can still get that class. It was $10, and it comes with the recording and the color palette and all the little close-ups of those little whimsical designs. And you can see some of my paintings behind me from our membership. So we have a lot of fun. I love that carrot. It was a crazy little last-minute design. I had 5 of those big porch leaners. I really wanted to move out of my basement, so I thought I would paint something on it. So yep, Lisa, I'm going to send that out now. If you purchase that class, I'm going to send that out in just a couple minutes to you. And if you don't receive it for some reason, just send me a message and I'll make sure you get that. So it was a lot of fun. So I'm ready to wrap up. I want you guys to stay. Zena, yes, the carrot's going to go into your membership today too, so no worries. Stay tuned. There's all kinds of cool jar ideas for you all day long. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say have a good day, and I'll paint with you soon. Bye.